broadcast, and in just a moment, Ray's going to tell you a little bit about the Raiders of Toms River East. My guest on the pregame show is the Director of Athletics here at Toms River East High School, Bill Lundy. And Bill, here's your really big test here tonight with Toms River North. A beautiful night for football. I'm hoping we're going to have a stands full of people tonight, and a little special thing going on with the dedication of your football field.
Yes, Ken. Tonight we're dedicating our field to Vincent J. Dvorak III, our board president. And of course, Vince has had a lot to do with the development and the completion of High School East. Very happy that we're going to offer him this special award, so to speak, and dedicate our stadium to him tonight.
All right, of course, your football team was a preseason pick as one of the strong teams in Class 8 South. And right now you're 2-0. You defeated Hamilton in your first game in Trenton. And then last week you beat Lakewood, and I understand the Piners made a tough go of it.
That was one of the all-time great ball games I've watched as far as excitement goes. It right down to the wire. I mean, when your opponent has the ball on the 5-yard line with a first down with a minute and a half to go, I mean, there's not a whole lot you can say about it. We did get out of there with our skins last week. It was an awfully well-played ball game on both of our parts. We, I would guess, won the first half. They won the second half, but it was exciting. And Hamilton East was a very much improved ball club. They have a very good program over there at Hamilton, and we played very well against them, and of course we beat them. Toms River North, of course, unfortunately, is coming off of 2 losses. However, they played 2 awfully good ball clubs, and they were in both of those games right up to the end. So, and of course, as we already mentioned, whenever Toms River teams play Toms River teams, you just throw away the scorebooks and the records, and everything gets played right out here tonight. They're awfully spirited. They came out here, I'm sure, to play tonight. And this is somewhat of a change, Kenny. They came here and they warmed up. There's no antics going on. It's like a regular ball game. I'm kind of surprised, although somebody might have something up their sleeve, I guess.
All right, now, being that you're the Director of Athletics, how about giving a plug to the other fall sports? I wanted to get you on to plug that. Now, at halftime, we're going to have your soccer coach on. They're having an outstanding year, and they had the one tie, which has hurt them a little bit in Class A South. They're not quite in first place, but it's going to be an interesting second half of the season. And you might want to mention the gentleman's name who's done the job.
Yes, Chuck Potter, our boys soccer coach, has done a great job. He and his staff, Ralph Carbone and Bob Zarnewski, have done an awfully nice job with the program. We're very fortunate in Toms River. As you probably are aware, we have hundreds and hundreds of boys playing soccer, and of course we're now reaping the benefits of it. I think all 3 teams in Toms River are awfully tough. Our boys and girls cross country teams are both undefeated at this particular time, and I guess you'd have to say that they have the inside track on the conference championship. And I don't want to give them the kiss of death, but they've done an awfully nice job developing their programs. George Schrader with the boys, and of course Bobby Petrusky with the girls. Our girls tennis team has gone through the first half of their schedule against A division opponents, and they've been undefeated in A division, so it looks awfully good for them. Boys gymnastics look like the cream of the crop in the A division. Our girls team is very, very strong. I think the big test is going to come next week with Brick and High School South, Toms River South. I think they're the other 2 strong teams in the division. Let's see, we also have our, let's see, what am I missing now? My mind's a blank.
Okay, well, all in all, Bill, this is your 3rd year with the school. I would have to say you must be pretty happy with the way things have developed in the sports program here at East.
We, right from the beginning, Kenny, we got more than our share of athletes out of High School North and High School South. We've been very fortunate. We've been able to hire a very, very good staff here. The athletes are here, the staff is here, and they've been working very hard, and I think now we're starting to see the fruits of our labor. I think the program, especially football, we are very deep. I don't think we have any big names, particularly in any of our programs, but we're awfully solid and awfully deep. And of course, as you are well aware, we didn't have a senior class our first year, so we had a lot of underclassmen involved in our programs, and of course, they're still involved. So we've been very fortunate.
Okay, I'm not going to keep you long. We didn't get a chance to plug the sport we're missing is field hockey. Go ahead.
Gail is going to kill me. I know. Gail Halforst, our field hockey coach, of course, came over from a very successful program at South, and our program here is very, very solid. Again, we're very deep and very strong, and the Toms River teams, along with Central, by the way, are probably going to dominate the area in field hockey.
Okay. Gail, we got the plug in there, and again, she's been an outstanding coach over the years. A real strong program at South, and then coming over here to East. Bill, I know you're going to be busy very shortly with this dedication ceremony, so I'm not going to keep you any longer, and we certainly want to wish Toms River East, all the coaches and all the sports, a big year throughout the rest of the school year, and good luck to you.
Thank you very much, Kenny, and I want to wish Toms River North well tonight. It's going to be an exciting game, I can tell. It's in the air. The electricity is in the air tonight.
We are looking forward to it. All right. In a moment, we're going to be introducing lineups, so Ray, you're going to have to give us a quick analysis of what to look for from Toms River East.
Okay, the Raiders are coached by head coach George Jeck, who comes into the season with a career record of 12-14. Last year he was 5-4 with the Raiders. The Raiders had a JV team that was 7-2 and returned 9 lettermen. And in the words of Coach Jeck, the Raiders are going to be a team to contend with. Offensive and defensive lines plus size that are overall strength. If they have a weakness, the coaching staff feels it will be with inexperienced linebackers. Offensively, coming into the season, the quarterback position was a question, but Joey Scott, a 5'8 junior, seems to have captured the position. He was 3 for 8 last week with 87 yards against Lakewood, is 8 for 16 with 2 TDs for the year, has been intercepted twice for 188 yards. The backs are led by Vince Gearity, Pat Slevin, and Chris Saviano. Saviano is 6'3", 220, was a tight end last year. The receivers, Bob Valente, Adam Glanzman, and tight ends Jay McKelvey are all good receivers with good size and decent hands. The line is led by two-way letterman and two-way player Jim Verderosa, 6'1", 225, and Terry Morris, 6'0", 230. The guards will be Chuck Seigler, a third-year starter. The line has good size and is strong, and offensively the Raiders will run from multiple offense. Defensively, they will play a 4-4, and the defense is the pride of Coach Ed Sarluca. They stun a lot and will play aggressively. At the tackle position, look for Verderosa and Seigler to be the leaders. The ends, McKelvey and Schultz. Saviano is the only returning linebacker. The kicking chores will all be handled by Verderosa, and I'm looking for the Raiders to execute tonight, come at North, try to take the football game to them, run a strong ground game. They do not feel that they have to go to the air to be successful, and with that good-sized line they have, Ken, it's a possibility that the Raiders will control the football and put Toms River North in a real difficulty.
Okay, we saw North against Neptune 2 weeks ago, so we won't dwell on the Mariners. They are having some injury problems. We're going to see a lot of changes tonight, especially on defense. Of course, offensively, watch Mark Fedorsik. He was our player of the game versus Neptune. Even though the Mariners lost, he was strong both at tight end and on defense. And also, of course, Mike Ryan at quarterback, and his brother Jamie Ryan at split end. They are the key players for Toms River North. And as we get into the game, we'll give you those changes. Gary Charmel is back at center. We didn't see him against Neptune. He's big. He goes about 6'3", 220. And I know that Coach Bossa is glad to have him back anchoring the offensive line, although Bennett De Silva did a good job as the backup. And now De Silva's out with an injury, and he'll be missing tonight, so there's no backup strength. So the Mariners are having some problems with the injuries. And even though they do have the injuries, certainly they're going to be up for tonight's game with the favored Toms River East Raiders. And it's about time to meet the lineups, so we'll do that right now. Now let's meet the starting players and the seniors for the Raiders of Toms River East. At split end, start tonight, number 36, 5'11", 185, a senior, Bob Valente. At left tackle, number 76, 5'11", 230 pounds, a senior, Terry Morris. At left guard, number 62, a 5'11", 190-pound senior, Jim Martin. Offensive center, number 56 for the Raiders, 6 foot, 190-pound senior, Chris Schultz. Next to Chris at right guard, number 66, 5'10", 215, a senior, Chuck Seigler, a 3-year veteran for Toms River East. At right tackle, number 77, goes both ways, 6'1", 230, a senior, a captain, Jim Verderosa. At tight end, number 87, 6'3", 188 pounds. He's a junior, Jay McKelvey. Starting quarterback for the Raiders, number 8, 5'11", 160-pound junior, Joe Scott. At fullback for Toms River East, number 47, 6'2", 220-pound senior, Chris Schiavo. At halfback, number 24, 5'4", 150-pound senior, Vinnie Gearity. And the wingback on offense, number 21, 5'8", 150-pound senior, Sal Chiarella. Also starting tonight at left outside linebacker, number 34, 5'8", 162-pound senior, Bob Chevrier. I'm Ken Turp, with me Ray Wilson. The teams have made their grand entrance, right? A little excitement out there when the teams came on the field.
Hey, it was a typical Toms River rivalry going back to the days of the Fiacco Signorino games and the original North-South games. North came out with the, East came out with the hoods up in a very solemn manner. Toms River North came out carrying flags, and the whole thing almost erupted before the kickoff.
We had the dedication ceremonies before the game. This field is now known as the Vincent Dvorak Field here at Toms River East High School, named after the board member of Toms River. And of course, East is here in the all-black uniforms. They look like the villains, like the Oakland Raiders, and the silver helmets and the all-black pants. That's something new this year. And last year, of course, they wore silver pants. Toms River North across the way in the traveling white with the gold pants, blue numerals, gold helmets. Both teams kneeling on the field now. George Jeck standing in the center of his huddle. And there you see the Raiders of Toms River East as they come out of their huddle. And there's no doubt about it, Ray, both of these teams are sky high as expected.
Ken, these games are always at a fever pitch, and they provide a lot of excitement and a lot of interest for the fans and the players.
We have a lot of changes for North, so Ray, we're going to have to kind of feel our way along here with a lineup, especially we're going to see who that offensive center is going to be for Toms River North, because on the pregame, after the introductions, Coach George Basso said he's really hurting at the center position. We got a little bit of a breeze coming into our press box, blowing our papers away. We got a rather cool night here, but the players should like it. A good night to play football. And North is the first team to take the field. They are on the field right now, limbering up. And here comes East jumping out of their huddle. East will go left to right on your screen. Ray, how about the officials for tonight's game?
Okay, the officials for the game, referee is Huey Boyd, the head linesman is Al Del Vento, the umpire is Charlie Watson, the field judge is Harry Garby, and the timekeeper is Bill Ditchkus.
Let's see, it should be Jamie Ryan deep for Toms River North, number 80, to receive this kickoff for the Mariners. Mariners come in 0-2, Toms River East 2-0. North has lost to Neptune and Middletown South. And Toms River East has beaten Hamilton East. That's the Steinert school, right? And last week they defeated Lakewood. And Ray, I understand that was a pretty tight game, and there was a call that Lakewood objected to. They weren't exactly pleased with the big call that went against them.
Yeah, it was a very exciting, well-played football game. And Ken, the young man we saw early in the year, Terrence Jordan, broke one off for a touchdown. And according to the Lakewood coaching staff, they're still looking for the penalty that was supposedly called.
Jimmy Verderosa, 77, veteran all-county lineman for Toms River East, will kick off. He does all the kicking for the Raiders. End over end, short kick, far side of the field, fumbled by Emerson, and fallen on by Jamie Ryan. No return on the play.
And Ken, that's the kind of thing that Toms River North can't have happen right off the bat, or didn't want to happen. It did, putting themselves in poor field position early in the game.
Ball is on the 15-yard line, 1st and 10. Not very good field position for the Mariners to start this game tonight. Mike Ryan will be the quarterback, number 10. Chris Emerson, 17, the fullback. The tailback, Tony Ernesto, 14. The slot back will be Vinnie Sino, 87, alternating with Fideli, number 23. The tight end, Mark Fedorczyk, he was our player of the game versus Neptune 2 weeks ago. He is number 86, and Jamie Ryan, number 80, will be the split end. This is Gary Charmel back at center for Toms River North, 6'3", 230. He's a senior. He's been injured, and he's back in there tonight. First action this year. Ryan hands off, and very good defense. Number 51 for Toms River East makes the tackle, John Sherman. He's the right inside linebacker, and I got a number wrong already because I had him as number 57, right? So it'll be a gain of a yard, 2nd and 9 for Toms River North. The guards for North, Tony Fideli, 58, right guard. Joe DeAmbro, 53, is the left guard. Bruce Diesendorf, 74, the right tackle. Bob Diedelmeyer, 77, the left tackle for the Mariners. Fullback straight ahead and not going to get much room. And those black shirts smother that ball carrier. It looked like Tom O'Donohue, the right outside linebacker, on the bottom of the tackle for Toms River East.
Yeah, the Mariners are trying to go right into the gut of that Raider defense, and so far it hasn't been too successful.
Running down the rest of that lineup for Toms River East, the front four, Jay McKelvey, 87, the left end, Jim Verderosa, 77, defensive left tackle, Chuck Seigler, number 66, the right tackle, and Chris Schultz, the right end, number 56. Ryan to throw. Batted down by number 87, Jay McKelvey, the left end on defense, a 6'3", 190-pound junior.
Yeah, Jay's an imposing young man, and he's going to be a big one, Ken. He's a good-sized kid right now, and he's getting bigger every year.
Right, those front four, three of them are three-year veterans. Chris Schultz, the right end, Chuck Seigler, the right tackle, Jim Verderosa, the left tackle. A lot of experience, three-year letterman.
Ken, not only experience, good size, but they're all very mobile kids. They all move pretty well.
North is going to have to punt the football away from near their goal line. He took a lot of time getting that punt off, and it's going to roll short of the 50 at about the 47-yard line, and covered by Toms River North, number 53, Joe DeAmbro, down that ball for the Mariners. He took a lot of steps on that punt and almost chance to get it blocked that way.
Yeah, I would say that possibly the Raider coaching staff upstairs is going to be pressing for a punt block in the future.
Joe Scott will be the East quarterback. He's a junior. His brother was a standout defensive back for the East the last 2 years, made All-County. This is the younger brother, Joe Scott, an excellent basketball player, right, for Toms River East, the guard. They go to the deep back, Vinnie Gearity, number 24. He picks up a couple of yards up the middle. It's going to be second down and called a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, Ken, one of the interesting things about the game tonight is the variations in the defense is very small. Both of them basically play the same D.
Sal Chiarella is the wingback, 21. Vinnie Gearity, 24. And Chris Schiavo, 47, the running backs for East. Joe Scott's a 5'11", 160-pound quarterback, wearing number 8. His brother wore number 8 for Toms River East. Scott rolling to the near side. Going to throw downfield. Got his man. And it's a completion to Pat Slevin, number 28. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line for Toms River East. And there we saw the rollout of Joe Scott.
Yeah, Joe Scott's a good athlete. The rollout action right. East came up with a little bit of a different formation there. It was almost a real tight double wing there to one side. Both wingbacks set to the right side. An odd-looking formation.
Chris Schultz, the veteran, is the center, number 56. 6 foot, 190-pound senior, up over the ball. First Raider up to that line of scrimmage. The guards, Chuck Seigler, 66 at right guard. Jim Martin, 62 the left guard. Straight ahead power. They wedge him out. They're going to pick up about 5 on the play. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Raiders. And a quick huddle. They're up to the line of scrimmage. They're not even going to huddle. Right here we see the quick offense. Hurry and go. I formation. Gearity the tailback. Gearity the ball carrier. Gearity gets a hold. Gearity squirts through, and he's down to about the 11-yard line. Tackle made by Eugenio, number 16, the linebacker for Toms River North.
Yeah, Ken, Coach George Jeck has got the Raiders primed for this one. He's pulled out all the stops, and so far we've seen a couple new wrinkles real early in the game in his first drive.
Jim Verderosa, 77, is the right tackle for the Raiders. Terry Morris, a 230-pounder like Verderosa, both 230-pound tackles. Morris is a left tackle, number 76. Now they're flip-flopping their linemen. They got Verderosa on the left side right now. And they run that way. And there's a huge hole. That's going to be a touchdown for number 28, Pat Slevin. 11-yard run for Pat Slevin, number 28. And the Raiders don't waste any time scoring. It is 6-0. A 47-yard drive by Toms River East. The first time they get their hands on the football. 47 yards. Pat Slevin caps it with an 11-yard touchdown run. 16 yards, right?
I thought the ball was at the 16.
Okay. I said 11 and it was on the 16. Here's the extra point attempt by Verderosa. Mark Yates, he's the holder. It's up and it's good. So the Raiders score first, 7-0. And what I pointed out was they flipped Jimmy Verderosa, the right tackle, put him on the left side, and they ran that side. They got all their big guys on one side. Terry Morris and Verderosa both go 230, and they just opened the gaping hole. Nobody laid a hand on Slevin.
They didn't open a hole, Ken. They created one over there. Anybody could have run through there and scored a touchdown.
So the Raiders show they are ready for tonight's ball game, and Toms River North is going to have their hands full with this Toms River East squad that came in a 2-touchdown favorite tonight. 7-0. The time of that score was 7 minutes, 57 seconds.
Ken, right here now, the Mariners have to be very, very careful. If they get poor field position and don't move the ball again and let the Raiders go right down and score, I think Coach George Basso's staff and players are in for a long night.
Verderosa will kick off for East. This is a deep kick, end over end to Jamie Ryan at the 7, coming to the near side, 15-20, across the 20 to about the 22, gang tackled by Toms River East. Leading the way, number 40 was Ralph Dalgan for the Raiders.
Ken, while you mentioned Ralph Dalgan, last freshman coach Pete Bush is very high on Ralph Dalgan.
They're going to move the ball back to the 20 where he hit the ground, so it's 1st and 10 for the Mariners. Here's a timeout call by the official as we have a shoelace problem on the Raiders side. That's Verderosa who was tying his shoelaces. Now here come the Mariners, 1st and 10. They trail 7-0. Send a man in motion to the far side. Fullback gets a hole, and Emerson's going to go for 1st down. That was a nice play.
That was a good play. Emerson hit the hole quickly and showed some good speed breaking through the Raider line.
Right, since this is the first Toms River East game, let's run down that coaching staff.
Okay, for the Raiders, Ed Sarluca is the defensive coordinator. Joe Tirella, the defensive backs. Al Zalewski handles the linebackers. Jack Bush, the offensive ends. Rick Dispoto, offensive lines. Mike Conlon, offensive backs. Pete Bush with the freshmen. And Jim Viscosi with the freshmen.
And of course, Ed Sarluca came from Toms River North, where he handled the defensive unit for Toms River North High School. So he's going against his old team. 1st and 10 Mariners. Now they shift their slot back to the other side. And no hole at all. And number 56, Chris Schultz, makes the stop for Toms River East, and we'll be right back.
Buy at Carolina.
We are back and ready to go. It's going to be 2nd and 9 for the Mariners. Ryan to throw. Far side, and incomplete. Now what he was trying to do, Ray, Bob Chevrier made the defensive play. The man he was trying to hit had gone in motion, Ray, and they've been doing that in the last few plays, and that's Vinnie Sino, who was a slot man, and that time they threw to him. Now, what's the purpose? Is that much like shifting your tight end, lining him up on one side and then shifting him to the other?
Yeah, they're trying to force some mismatches and weak coverage by the Raider defense and possibly get a linebacker on a faster back.
3rd and 9. Straight back goes Ryan, blocked. And there's the value of good size. Jay McKelvey again makes a big play for East as he came in, had his hands up, used his height, 6'3", and blocked that pass.
Yeah, that's once again, Ken, I was going to point that out. A good size for McKelvey in there is making it awful tough for the North quarterback to throw.
Well, it's going to send Vinnie Gearity deep along with Pat Slevin to return this punt. And Pat Slevin's the man who scored the 16-yard touchdown for Toms River East. He's to the far side. Gearity is to the near side.
And let's watch and see if East puts on a rush and North has the same problem getting the ball off.
Short punt. And it takes a Toms River East bounce, and right away it was downed as the number 14, Ernesto, was right there to bat that ball down and keep it from going further upfield. So 1st and 10 for the Raiders. They take over They'll mark that ball at the Toms River East 46-yard line.
Yeah, Ken, and the Mariner kicking game has not helped them so far tonight.
Here comes East. Sal Chiarella is the wingback. He goes in motion. And it's going to be the fullback, number 47, Chris Schiavo, a 6'2", 220-pound senior. Very good size for the fullback.
Yeah, and two key blocks there. Chris Schultz threw an excellent block, and Chuck Seigler also threw a real fine block on the line.
So they pick up about 7 on the play, 2nd and 3. The ball's advanced in the North Territory at the Toms River North 47-yard line. Well, we got a brief officials time out there. Now we're ready to go. Again, Chiarella is the wingback on the right side. And they're going to throw the ball. Flag on a play. Scott looking for a receiver, goes deep and broken up by the safety man, Ron Signorino for Toms River North. It looked like Chiarella went too soon from his wingback slot.
Yeah, it looked like he turned up a little too soon.
So that's going to go against the Raiders. That'll cost them 5 yards. So they'll do the 2nd down over again.
Mariners need a big play, Ken. They need something to excite them and get things rolling, get the adrenaline pumping, and get momentum going in their direction.
Let's see if we can pick up that defensive front now for Toms River North, where they have made a lot of changes. Let's see, number 84 calling the defensive signals is Jamie Lazaru. He's one of the linebackers. The linebackers should be Vinnie Brenner, 42. On the outside, Joe D'Ambro, 53 on the inside, next to Jamie Lazaru, 84, and Dave DiEugenio, 16 on the weak outside. The front 4 should be, we got Diedelmeyer on this, well, they're gonna shift their lineman too. Diedelmeyer is now playing tackle, 99.
It's another flag, I think.
Number 42, Vinnie Brunner on a stop from the linebacking position for Toms River North. Now Diedelmeyer's been changing numbers on us, but he is 99 tonight. Let's see if Fedorchik is in there. He is. He's 86. He's the left end. Bill Dalton should be in there, 99 on the front 4. Tony Ganska is in there. Scott looking to throw and got his man. It's going to be short of a 1st down. That is number 87, Jay McKelvey, who's made 2 big plays on defense, now playing tight end. And it's going to be short of the 1st down by about 3 yards.
Ken, I know that our statistician's happy because Jay McKelvey's our neighbor down the street, and Derek's played a lot of football with Jay in the yard and in the street.
Verderosa is going to punt. The ball, he's standing on his 40. Gets the time. Lone back for Toms River North is Ryan to the near side. Ryan up the sideline, and he crosses the 30 to about the 34-yard line.
Yeah, the Mariners were close there. They almost set their wall up. I think they were 1 block away from a potentially big play.
Now, we gave you that front 4. Let's get the linebackers for Toms River East. Bob Chevrier, 34, left outside linebacker. Chris Schiavo, a veteran, on the inside, number 47, calling the defensive signals. John Sherman, 51, the right inside linebacker. And Tom O'Donohue, the right outside linebacker, number 55. Sherman and O'Donohue juniors, Schiavo and Chevrier are the veterans from last year. They are seniors. In the secondary, Sal Chiarella, the left cornerback, number 21. And Vinnie Gearity, 24 on the right side, both seniors. And Joe Scott, the junior, is the safety, number 8. O'Donohue's supposed to be hurt, and Yates is his backup, and he wears number 7. No hole at all, Ray. Tried the counter play and just nowhere to go for number 23 of Toms River North, and that's Fideli, Rick Fideli.
And once again, Chris Schultz was there, McKelvey was there, a little inside counter, reverse pivot by the quarterback, but wasn't too successful for the Mariners.
Our Mark Yates, he's wearing number 7. He is the replacement at linebacker, 5'8", 150. He's a junior, and he's playing on the right outside linebacker spot, number 7. Again, they send that slot back, Sino in motion. Fullback, and he runs into Mr. Verderosa, and there's Seigler there, and a lot of big veterans on hand to greet him. He's not going to go very far.
The Raiders are playing at defense very basic. They have their defensive end lined up on the inside eye of either the tight end or the wing back on their side, and that time you saw the north wing go in motion, and the defensive end for the Raiders then moved in and played the inside eye of the tight end.
No, back to the original line of scrimmage, 3rd down and 10 for the Mariners. Here's Ryan, a throw to the far side. Overthrows his man. Intended for, looked like number 42, Brunner. So a punting situation for North. And the clock shows 2 minutes to play. 7-0 East leading.
One of the jobs of that defensive end for Toms River East in the passing situation is to jam the receiver and try to keep him from leaving the line of scrimmage easily.
Gearity is to the near side, Slevin to the far side. Yates, he's the up back to return this punt. And he had a little trouble getting his hands on get hold of the football. Bounces to 38, rolls right out of bounds in front of the East bench. It'll be 1st and 10 for East at their own 37-yard line.
Yeah, the whole first quarter here, Ken, has taken place between the Mariner goal line and the Raider 35-yard line. We've never gone south of the Raider 35.
Ray, we got a big game tomorrow. A lot of people are talking about in Ocean County. That is Brick Township hosting Southern Regional. We saw Southern last week, and apparently keeping their offense under wraps against St. Joseph. And I expect them to be ready tomorrow for the Dragons.
Well, Ken, some good points were made on that game. Some people are questioning Southern a little bit, but the first game, Middletown South, is not an emotional type game for the Rams. St. Joe's was supposed to be sort of an easy game for them, and they haven't really had to play or get emotionally involved in a game yet. Tomorrow they'll be up for the Green Dragons.
Your old counterpart in basketball coaching, Jim Runke of Southern, was up here before the game, and he lives here in East Territory, and he did the basketball for Channel 8 with me last year. He was talking about the game. Here's straight ahead the fullback Schiavo, and they're going to have about a 3rd and 6 to go. Runke said he expects Southern to be very competitive and expect a very close score with Pete Panuska and the Brick Dragons against John Seddon and the Southern Rams.
All right, great rivalry. We have a dominant type quarterback against an outstanding running back, and 2 well-coached defenses. It's going to be an exciting ball game.
Which reminds me, next week we have a change in our schedule. We will be at Brick Township High School next Saturday night for the Toms River East Brick game. George Jeck goes against Warren Wolf. They worked together for so many years at Brick, and we're looking forward to that one next Saturday night. Scott the throw. Now he's going to run with the ball. And he runs into Fedorczyk, number 86. And he'll be short of the 1st down. And East is going to have to give up the football.
Yeah, that time the Mariners secondary did a great job. They covered all the receivers. And Scott tried to turn it up and pick up some yardage running the ball, and the Mariner defense held.
And they send Verderosa back to the 31-yard line. Jamie Ryan drops back along with number 20, Sean Reese, for the Mariners. Verderosa got the rush from Fedorczyk, but he got it off. A big, high, booming punt. Fumbled by Ryan, and North is going to recover. Man on the spot, alert, fell on that football, and we'll get his number in a moment. He's covered by black jerseys right now. Let's see who it is that gets off that football for the Mariners. Very alert on the play. That's Dave DiEugenio, number 16. So North retains possession. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Ken, all for naught there. The official had marked the ball dead, saying that the receiver's knee touched the ground while it was in possession.
That's the end of the first quarter, which came your way by New Jersey National Bank and other participating sponsors, Luigi's Deli, Blair's Rental Service, and Carolina Furniture. Carolina Furniture. Score is 7-0, Toms River East over Toms River North. We'll be right back. Here comes the first play of the second quarter as Toms River North comes up over the football. 7-0 East, striking early in the game. First time they had their hands on the football. Long one by Ryan, and trying to hit number 80, his brother Jamie Ryan, and Mr. Scott, the safety, was back there, number 8. Joe Scott, the quarterback, playing safety to cover for Toms River East. The second quarter tonight is coming your way by our sponsor, New Jersey National Bank, along with Gem Furniture, Service Star Hardware, and Carolina Furniture. 2nd and 10 for Toms River North.
Yeah, Ryan let the air out of the ball that time. He showed that he can get it down the field.
Jamie Ryan comes to the near side. He was voted the Channel 8 Most Outstanding Player of the Season last year for Toms River North. Tailback on the call, and Schiavo is right there, the linebacker, to plug the hole, number 47. Got a yard on a play, 3rd and 9 for Toms River North. Number 8, Joe Scott. That number belongs in the family. Joe Scott's dad was the quarterback at Central Regional in 1962. He wore number 8. His son played 2 years for Toms River East. He wore number 8, and he's replaced. I'm talking about Bob Jr., and he's replaced by his brother this year, and he keeps the number 8 in that family. Ryan pressured Schiavo with the man that made the initial hit, Mark Yatesy, was the first one. Schiavo followed it up, and the two of them decked the quarterback. Big loss on the play, back to the, it's about the 12-yard line.
So Ken, 1962, I didn't know Bob Scott was that old.
Bob Scott was, of course, a football player at Central, but he's a very well-known basketball official now. And Ray, I'm sure you run into him a few times coaching at Lakewood.
Once in a while. Bob's a good official. He does a real good job, and you like to have officials that do a good job working your games.
Here's the punt from the goal line. High punt. And East calls for the fair catch. They'll get excellent field position at the 44-yard line of Toms River North. And that was 47 Schiavo who caught the ball on the fair catch for the Raiders. So Joe Scott runs out to join the huddle, the quarterback, number 8 for Toms River East. And East, excellent field position.
Yeah, the front 8 people for Toms River East have played very well. Their tackles, their defensive ends, their monsters, and their linebackers are all doing a real good job defensively.
For letterheads, envelopes, posters, flyers, business forms, invitations, and all your printing needs, it's the Office Copy Center Printing Company of Toms River, home of the one-day business card. Call 349-4611. That's 349-4611. 1st and 10 play for East as they take over after forcing the punt. Wing back to the right. Scott goes on a bootleg to the near side. Scott's got a hole. Scott may go. He's got blockers. Scott is all the way down to the 5-yard line and just short of the goal line at about the 2. Joe Scott sent his backs to the right, rolled out to the left, and he had Verderosa and a convoy as he went down that field.
Yeah, an excellent call, Ken. Real good bootleg action. They had a wing right. The flow was right. They did pull a lineman to lead Scott around this side, and it was a great play.
Ron Signorino, the safety man, was the one on a stop, number 15 for the Mariners. 1st and 10 for East as Joe Scott ripped off a beautiful run of about 41 yards. Fullback Schiavo, 2-yard touchdown run. Time, 9 minutes, 56 seconds of the second period. Chris Schiavo, the fullback, number 47, took it in for the score. That was a 43-yard drive in 2 plays, Ray. A 41-yard run by quarterback Joe Scott and a 2-yard touchdown run by Chris Schiavo. And they're not wasting any time when they put a touchdown drive on.
No, they're establishing their ground game real well, and Scott's established the fact that he can throw the ball on a sprint out situation, that he is capable of running it, and that makes your offense that much tougher to defend.
Yatesy to hold. They fake it. Yatesy's going to run with the ball and throw, and he's got a man for a 2-point conversion. And that man is number 44, and that would be Glenn Clark, a senior, 5'4", 155. There's a flag on the play.
Real good play by the Raiders. Caught the Mariners napping, and a good time for it, Ken. They got momentum going their way.
Now let's see what they're going to do. They're going to march it off against East. 5-yard penalty. Illegal procedure. That'll nullify the 2-point conversion. Verderosa. Now let's see if they will kick it. They're going to go through with it. Flag again. Well, let's see what the flag is for this time. Well, it's going to be against East. The kick was no good, so the penalties decline. The score remains Toms River East 13, Toms River North nothing.
Ken, you got a guy like Verderosa, and he's a good-sized kid playing the line position for you, and he's an athlete, and it's very rare that teams get kids of that size in the line position that are good athletes.
Verderosa, of course, was highly touted as a baseball player in the senior Little League, and I happened to go down to Delaware to cover the playoffs that year. The Toms River went all the way to the Eastern Regional, and they won the Mid-Atlantic Championship. And Verderosa was the heavy-hitting third baseman on that team. His brother, who was a wrestler at Toms River North, was the catcher on that team. And Verderosa's really emerged bigger even in football than baseball so far, although he is a darn good baseball player. Well, he's trying to find a hole, but nowhere to go. On the return was number 21, Zimmerman of Toms River North, and he never had a chance to get going. So no return on the play, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Toms River North at their own 30-yard line. Schiavo looking to the bench to call the defensive signals. Now he goes over and joins the huddle.
Ken, as a young student, Verderosa was also a pretty good basketball player.
And he did a pretty good job in basketball last year. He was our player of the game a couple times on Channel 8. But he's already established himself as an all-star in football and still has most of this year yet to go. Quarterback rolling out to the left. He's going to keep all the way. Ryan, and not going to get too much. Up comes Yatesy, and Yatesy's playing one heck of a game, Ray, as he stepped into that linebacker position with the injury to Donahue.
Yeah, Yatesy, only 5'7", 149 pounds, listed on the program at juniors. A tough little kid, though.
Coming in for Toms River East is number 86, Adam Glanzman. He is a backup end, and he goes 5'7", 163, a junior. Adam Glanzman, number 86, reporting in there for Toms River East. This is a 2nd and call it 9. Fullback on the carry up the middle. Gets some pretty good yardage, but short of the first down, as he's just short of the 40-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down, and looks to be about 2 to go.
Big down for the Mariners. They need this first down. They need to keep the football so they have the opportunity to score.
A little bit closer, Ray. We'll call it 3rd and 1. Big Gary Charmel comes up over the ball, the center. 6'3", 230-pound senior center, number 78. Big play for the Mariner offense. Emerson gets the call, and he stumbles across that first down marker and picks up the first down for Toms River North. Chris Emerson, the fullback number 17.
Yeah, I would have been very surprised if anybody else did carry the ball for the Mariners. You got to go with your money back in that situation.
Bruce Russell, number 32, reports into the defensive lineup for Toms River East. He'll be back there in that secondary, along with Joe Scott and Sal Chiarella. And Vinnie Gearity. They're going to have 4 defensive backs in there, Ray.
Yeah, they got 4 across there now. They're a little bit of a different defensive alignment. They loosen up their monsters, covering the flat.
Deep drop by Ryan, trying to set up a screen. He gets it off. Now it's going to be running effort of Fedorsik. And Fedorsik only gets back to the original line of scrimmage after all that effort.
Ken, very interesting point here now. The Raiders sent in the 4th defensive back in this situation, and sure enough, the Mariners did go to the pass, so the scouting report must be excellent.
Schiavo again looks to Ed Sarluca for his defensive call. 2nd and 10 coming up for North. North in the white. I formation. Ryan to throw once again. And intended for his man right in front of the bench is number 23. That's Rick Fideli, and we will have a timeout. Be right back. We are back, ready to go with a 3rd and 10 play. Ryan getting a rush again, and he is really feeling the heat. Big rush, Verderosa 77. Number 56 was in there for Toms River East. That's Chris Schultz. And Seigler 66. Those veterans, 3-year starters, are really controlling the Toms River North offensive line. 4th, and we'll call it about 4th and looks like about 21, right?
It's 4th and long, I'll tell you that.
Again, the punt by North.
Wait,
High one, very high, far side, and Gearity's knocked out of bounds. No return on the play. Vinnie Brunner, 42, on the coverage. He's actually wearing a different number when he goes in there for those punts, but he's number 42 when he takes that cover-up shirt off. He made the stop. So East puts the ball in play. They lead 13-0, 5:49 left to play in the first half here at the new Vinnie Dvorak Field at Toms River East High School. Just dedicated tonight before tonight's ball game. Well, they go to the second back through, Pat Slevin. He's the one that scored the first touchdown for East in the first quarter on the 16-yard run. This time he gets pretty good yardage on first down. It'll be 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, the Raider line is coming off the ball real well, and they're just moving up the whole side of the Mariner defensive line.
Remind you folks, we have a doubleheader again this weekend on Channel 8, and tomorrow evening, tune in to Channel 8 at 8 o'clock for the Indians of Toms River South and their resurgence under Coach Chip LaBarca as they take on Central Regional. 21 is the ball carrier, the wingback Chiarella, a senior, 5'8", 150, number 21. And it's going to leave the Raiders 2 yards short on 3rd down.
And the Raiders came back that time, and they tried to run their own version of the inside counter.
Coming up at halftime, we'll meet the Toms River East cheerleaders for 1981 that you see down there on the track, cheering on the stands. And we'll be talking to soccer coach Chuck Potter of Toms River East. East having quite a year in soccer, and they are up there with the big boys as far as the leaders go. They are right there in the thick of things, so we'll be talking to Chuck. No hole at all. Stacked up is number 28, Pat Slevin.
Yeah.
Ron Signorino, 15 in there, coming up from a safety position. Also, I see number 72 for the Mariners. That's Murazuski. That forced the punt.
That was one of the better Mariner defensive plays of the night.
Verderosa to punt. Good snap. And the ball's going to roll. No return. North backs away. They're going to let it go. And it's down by Toms River East, Bob Chevrier. 1st and 10. East goes on defense. Mariners will have the ball at their own 26-yard line. Clock showing 3:45 left in the first half. East leading 13-0.
Ken, just to go back to Chuck Potter's doing an outstanding job here with the East soccer team. And as much as I hate to admit it, when I first started teaching, Chuck was one of the basketball players in our program at Toms River.
Looking at our doubleheader next week, Ray, Saturday night, a second part of our doubleheader is that Big East Brick game. And also next week, our first ball game will be Southern Regional against Toms River South. That should be an interesting game.
I think that
depending on what Southern does with Brick, but they're going to have to, if they lose, they're going to have to come back. And if they win, they're going to be sky high off the Brick game. And South, of course, is probably on paper going to go into that game undefeated. Although Central Regional will have a lot to say about that tomorrow. They'll be a heavy underdog, though, going into that game.
Yeah, the Mariners just picked up about 6 yards, 5 yards there, Ken. Yeah, I think on paper you'd have to say South is probably, looks like they're going to go in undefeated. Of course, Central's not going to just let that happen. The results of the Southern Brick game are going to be important, but South will be getting into the meat of their schedule at that point.
Neither you or I have had a chance to see South because we've been broadcasting other games the same night they played. So tomorrow we get a chance to see them for the first time. Here's Ryan pitching back on the option play, and they're going to get a first down.
Yeah, Ryan did a pretty nice job there. He made the defensive player commit to the ball, and then he pitched it. He didn't pitch too soon and allow the defense to adjust and push the play wide. Ken, I understand in that South offense, anybody's eligible for a pass. The managers, statisticians, assistant coaches.
You're going to see all kinds of formations on Channel 8 tomorrow in that game with Central Regional because Chip LaBarca throws just about anything you can think of out of that offensive scheme of things.
I understand Chip won the Hank Stram lookalike contest.
Does he have 200 suits? Here's Emerson, the ball carrier. And he's got about 5 yards. They asked Hank Stram, was in Sports Illustrated recently. Somebody said he had 400 suits, and he said that's not true at all. He only has about 200.
Hank's a knowledgeable guy, enjoyable doing the football games on TV. You really learn a lot listening to him.
This is a second down, 5 to go. Jamie Ryan comes to the near side. Ryan fakes to his tailback, wants to throw down the middle, got his man. 1st and 10 Mariners.
Ken, I think a real key thing happened right there, and I think if the Mariners do it a little bit more, they can be successful. On their sprint out action, I don't think they're going to be too successful with play action, but on their sprint out type thing, they've got to fake the draw, holding the linebackers and keeping them home and creating that seam between the linebackers and the deep backs.
Vinnie Sino was the receiver, number 87, a 6 foot, 170-pound junior slot back. Mariners into East territory at the 38-yard line. Fullback on the option play. That was actually the old Belly series where the quarterback rides the fullback and either keeps the ball or puts it back in the stomach of the fullback. That time he let the fullback keep it. But he rides that ball as he hands off to the fullback. He rides with him. And he picked up some good yardage. So the Mariners are rolling on offense. 5-yard game.
Yeah, very good basic I formation stuff. Quarterback with a good ride makes the whole series go.
This time it's the throw. Ryan got his man again. Sino. Now this time it's number 80, Jamie Ryan. And that's a reception. It's going to be good at the 25-yard line. Timeout because that clock is running. So the Mariners have to stop it with 39 seconds left.
Ryan's getting outside leverage on the defensive corners of the Raiders, and that's creating a problem for the Raider defense. Mariners are showed as basically the slot eye and a little bit of pro set and flanker back from the eye. They stick basically to those formations, and this sprint out passing series working very well for them.
No, the Mariners they have to race the clock here. They're only 25 yards away from a touchdown, but they've only got 39 seconds to work with.
Well, they got 39 seconds of first down, and with the passing attack, that's a lot of time, Ken. They have a lot of time to get the ball in the end zone.
Well, Ryan was over to the sideline to talk to Coach George Basso. He is back in the huddle. We are ready to go. This has been the best North has looked offensively on this drive right here. Looking very sharp. Here goes Ryan, looking downfield, far side, got his man. He'll get out of bounds and stop that clock. Jamie Ryan, the veteran, and he stops the clock with 33 seconds left.
And once again, Ken, they had the little draw fake, and that just holds people enough to give him time to get that leverage.
1st and 10 for Toms River North. Ball appears to be, we're going to call it about the 14, right?
Yeah, ball's just inside the 15, 14-yard line. First down for the Mariners. We're talking 33 seconds on the clock, so we use 6 on that play, Ken.
John Sherman back in on defense at linebacker for Toms River East. I formation. And North, another timeout.
That's a killer timeout there, too, because the Mariners didn't get in and out of that huddle quick enough. They were a little bit unsure of what they wanted to do.
Ed Sarluca goes on the field for Toms River East, the defensive coordinator, who used to be with the Mariners over at Toms River North. And, of course, he's the head baseball coach at East. Had a pretty strong team last year, right in the thick of things with Toms River South and Central Regional and Class A South baseball, and everybody's picking the Raiders to win it this year already. I was talking to Kenny Frank one night, and he's already got East in the favorites role for this coming baseball season. Ed Sarluca really does a good job. He's a big Yankee fan. He loves the Yankees, and he loves his baseball, but he loves coaching football too, so he does it both.
Well, Ken, I've heard the talk around the shore is that this is the year of the Raider, and of course, Coach Bill, Athletic Director Bill Lundy was talking about their teams. I don't know if they've lost anything yet, have they? Everybody was undefeated.
Yep. Of course, Jack Brace has Joe Scott, the quarterback, and Verderosa, the tackle, back in basketball, so they're going to be tough in basketball.
And some good-sized youngsters coming up.
Here's Ryan looking to throw.
Kid wide open in the end zone.
He's got a man. Completion. Ryan, he's going to be stacked up inside the 5-yard line. Another first down. The clock is stopped right now at 25 seconds to play. So they should have the first down. Let's see.
Yeah, they got a first down and they got a timeout. And Ken, that was a decent call. They had the wide side of the field right. Everybody was probably looking for sprint out action right, and he stopped and set up behind the tackle and hit the seam in the middle of the field. And there was a guy in the end zone, Ken. The only guy around was the shadow.
Well, they didn't get the first down yet. They're going to measure for it. And Jamie Ryan right over the ball. He says, we've got it. 1st and 10 Mariners at about the 4-yard line. A beautiful drive by Toms River North. Now, they've got to score here, right? They can't afford to miss this opportunity. Mentally, that's going to really put them down. They've got to get that ball in the end zone.
Crucial touchdown here as this drive started all the way back on the North 26.
If they can score a touchdown here, they're going to go into that halftime with a big psychological lift, and then East may have their hands full here in the second half.
Yeah, they score here, we got a football game.
Well, Ed Sarluca went back out again to call the defensive signals. Here comes Charmel up to lead that offensive team to the line of scrimmage. Ryan to the far side. Ernesto's the tailback. Emerson the fullback in the I formation. Ryan rolls to the left. He may keep it. No, he dumps it off. Broken up. Intended for number 87, Sino. Good lateral pursuit and coverage by Toms River East. The clock is stopped on the incompletion with 20 seconds to play.
Yeah, good defensive play by the Raiders, and also not a bad offensive call by Toms River North. They put pressure on the corner. Possibly if you'd have delivered the ball a little stronger, it would have been completed.
Mike Ryan, a 6'2", 170-pound junior, the quarterback, number 10. Let's see if we go with another rollout here, Ray. Straight back, looking to the corner on this side, and overthrows Ryan. I don't know whether it was a mix-up on the pattern, Ray. Ryan was throwing for the corner, and Jamie Ryan had cut it inside.
Yeah, that's tough to determine who was at fault there. If anybody, it could have been just a read situation, and the receiver read one thing and the quarterback read another.
Ryan intended for Ryan. The clock on the incompletion once again is stopped. There are 16 seconds left in this half. East leading over North, 13-0. North has put on a beautiful drive. Third down from the 4. Third and goal. Ryan straight back. And overthrows his man, intended for number 80, Jamie Ryan. Once again, he went to Jamie, this time to the left side. Now, Ray, what do you do here? Do you take the sure 3 points? Although I'm not necessarily sure, but a good shot at 3, or do you try to go for the touchdown? I would think they've got to go for 7.
Ken, I'm doing what all good head coaches do. Just I'm turning my back and Bosco make the call.
Let's see what George is going to do. Apparently, they're going to go for the touchdown.
I'm surprised that they didn't at least try to run the ball once in this series. Possibly just to give the Raiders something to think about.
Maybe here we might see the quarterback roll out and try to run it in. Let's see what they're going to do. He's rolling to the left side, throws. Beautiful catch, touchdown. Toms River North. And that's Jamie Ryan. He went 3 times to Jamie. So the brother act hooks up and they finally connect. And a beautiful catch, diving for it by the veteran Jamie Ryan. And North is in this football game as they score with 5 seconds left in the half. 13-6. That's a 4-yard touchdown pass. Mike Ryan to Jamie Ryan. Now they're going to go for the extra point. The holder is Rich Manganella. The snapper is Bob Diedelmeyer. Ernesto is the kicker, number 14.
Got a little movement in there. Ken, I think that the Mariners have to go for 1 here, not for 2, so that they put themselves in a position, if they score again, to win the football game rather than having to play for the tie. Well, although, if they get half the distance, I don't know. They're making a whole lot of changes here, Ken, so looks like now it looks like they're going for 2.
Right. I formation. Ernesto's the tailback. Emerson, short. Not going to get in. And once again, big number 77, Jim Verderosa, comes in to nullify that play. So the score is going to be 13-6. Toms River East leading Toms River North. 5 seconds left to play in the first half.
I'm a little surprised that they did that, Ken, because now another Mariner touchdown doesn't even tie the game. At this point, it would be 13-12. They have to kick to tie. I thought they put themselves in a position here to go for 1. The next touchdown ties, and then either a kick or a run. Well, we got a football game and a typical crosstown rivalry game. The Raiders jumped out early and they still lead, but the Mariners fought back and showed a little something inside, and I think they're going to be in this game to stay.
Beautiful drive engineered by Mike Ryan, the quarterback. And the Mariners, when things got tough, they hung in there, and they finally got the touchdown. And Mike Ryan didn't give up with Jamie Ryan. They stuck together, and George Basso stuck with him, and they went 3 times in a row to the same receiver, and finally Ryan makes the beautiful catch.
It was a 74-yard touchdown drive.
So Toms River North is showing that they are here to play football, and they are going to have to be reckoned with. Here we go with the kickoff. This will run out the clock. Short kick to the 40-yard line, and that's going to be the end of the half with a score. Toms River East 13 and Toms River North 6. We'll be back. Let me tell you, the first half was brought your way by New Jersey National Bank, Gem Furniture, Service Star Hardware, and Carolina Furniture. The upcoming halftime interview is brought your way by New Jersey National Bank, along with Danny's American and the Berkeley Machine Shop. I'll be right back with the halftime after this.
And a 5-member color wing. The Marching Raiders have the power of 105 musicians. Mrs. Linda Brown and Mr. Charles Brown are marching and maneuvering instructors with the band. The assistant director is Gary Tirella, and the band director is Mr. Tony Tapro. The Marching Raiders will open their show tonight with the powerful and...
I'm going to do these girls first. Cheerleaders, and then great. We'll try to stay out of the way of the band. So we'll stay over right in here.
Spanish Dream.
Girls, come on over here.
Roosevelt and Angelo Dispensier are featured on trumpet. The Smokin' Raider drum line is featured in Russian Sailor.
Hey, girl,
Dance.
whoops. Sorry about that. No, it's girls, know what you're going to do now? You're going to introduce yourself. You're going to give your name, what year you are to East. What's your group? You know your name? You know where you go? Are you in school?
Drum majors Stu Gibbons and R.J. Scott is the band ready to perform.
Okay. You're the mascot, right? All right, down here at halftime with Toms River East leading Toms River North 13-6. We're going to introduce you, as we have been doing on our telecast, to the cheerleading squad. So since this is Toms River East's first appearance on Channel 8, this is the first chance we get to meet the girls who are doing the cheering for Toms River East. First of all, we're going to meet the mascot. Hi, what's your name?
Linda.
You're Linda? And what's your last name?
Capron.
And where do you go to school?
Cedar Grove.
What grade you in?
Second.
Are you having fun being the mascot?
Yes.
Is East going to win the game tonight?
Yep.
All right, no doubt about it.
No doubt about it.
Okay, good luck to you this year.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Now, the other girls are going to introduce themselves.
Lisa Museska, sophomore, first year varsity.
All right, now, girls, don't go too fast. Wait till you get to the mic.
Tracy Mansell, sophomore, first year varsity.
Thank you.
Karen O'Neill, sophomore, first year varsity. Dawn Theobald, sophomore, first year varsity.
My name is Teresa Saviano. I'm a sophomore and first year varsity.
Saviano, that wouldn't happen to be the familiar name of those guys that played over at South and the one that played here last year.
Yes.
They're your brothers.
Yep.
And you had a cheerleader, sister who was a cheerleader at South, right?
Charlotte Leanne.
Okay, you're kind of hoarse tonight.
Yep.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Judy Sullivan, junior, first year varsity.
Donna Garafola, senior, first year varsity. Debbie Johnson, senior, third year varsity.
Trying to get out of the way of the band here.
Gail Kraus, senior, third year varsity, co-captain.
Okay. And these are the two captains, right? What's your name?
Kathy White, senior, third year varsity.
3 years on the varsity. What did East do before the first game this year to get spirit going in the school?
Well, we decorated the hallways for Spirit Week, and I don't know.
Did you have a pep rally before the first game?
Yeah, we had a pep rally Wednesday after school. It was good.
This is the third year for Toms River East. You are 3 years a cheerleader. How is this spirit? Has it changed? Has it gotten better? Has it always been good? How do you compare it to the first year?
Well, it's gotten a lot better since the first year, since we were there. It's really, everybody's pulled together this year instead of just, wanting to go towards north or south and everything.
Okay, have a good year.
You too.
Now let's meet the other captain here.
Hi, my name is Sue Saxton. I'm a senior and third year varsity.
All right, I got to ask you how you feel about this year's team. Do you think this is the best football team you've had at East?
The best. They're gonna go unbeaten.
How do you think about this game? North looked like East was going to blow them out, but North hung tough and they came back. How do you see the second half of this game?
East is gonna come back even stronger.
And you got a real big game next week. Are you aware who you're going to play next week?
Bricktown.
Bricktown. That's going to be another big game. All right. Are you pretty happy with the way the school gets behind the football, especially the students up in the stands?
Yeah, very happy. Just look at the stands now compared to the first year. There was nobody in our stands. Now they're packed.
Okay. All right. I want to congratulate you girls for your hard work and have a good year.
Thank you.
Okay. That's the squad. Now we're going to have Chuck Potter jump in here while the East Band plays behind us. Chuck is the soccer coach. He's also the public address announcer here at the football games. And Chuck, we mentioned on a pregame show, we had Bill Lundy on, Director of Athletics, and we were talking about great season you're having with your soccer team. And you have a tie that's hurt you a little bit in the standings, but it's going to be quite a dogfight in Class A South the second half of the season.
Certainly, the dogfight, is going to definitely involve Toms River North since they're the half a game ahead of us. We have Jackson tomorrow morning, which could prove to be a very tough club because they've already knocked off the Mariners of North, and we only beat them 3-2 in the last contest. So it should go right down to the wire next Tuesday night, us against North.
Who was the tie with?
Our tie was against Toms River South, 1-1.
All right. How about Class A South? Brick doesn't appear to be as strong as they have been. Of course, Woody French built the program over there. He went over to the new school, and they're having quite a season, Brick Memorial. But they're not in your conference, your division, so you don't have to worry about them conference-wise. But as far as the A Division South, how do you see the second half of the season? Who do you rate the favorite? Do you think your club should be the favorite?
Well, I think it'll depend on that game Tuesday night. If we come up winners against North, then we'll be the half a game ahead. And all we'd have to do is just play Brick, Central, and Southern. And then if we have no ties, then we be conference champs.
Did you expect to be very strong this year, or has your club surprised? Is this what you expected at this point of the standings? Is this what you thought you'd be looking before the season started?
Well, I knew that we were going to definitely be strong in the conference, but not quite as good as we have been right now. I'm very, very pleased with the boys' performance. Last year we had a disappointing season because it was our first year in the conference, and we really wasn't used to that kind of competition. But the kids paid their dues last year, and my senior class especially is doing an outstanding job.
Before we forget, you should mention the guys that work with you on the coaching staff.
Yeah, that's Ralph Carbone is the JV coach, and Bob Cernuski is the freshman coach, both doing an excellent job.
Now let's hear about the kids that are doing the job for you. What are the names of these players for Toms River East?
Well, up front, a striking position, we have Mike Benson, who's right now, I think, third in the county in scoring. Scotty MacArthur, honorable mention All-State 2 years in a row. This year he's a senior, doing an outstanding job at center half. Stopper position, Joe Garibaldi, again, a 3-year player, excellent defender. Danny Clinch is my goalie. He's had 4 shutouts. Out of the 8 goals scored against him, only 5 have come from the field. The rest have been direct kicks or penalty kicks. Jeff Dorkin, sweeper, first time in the position. Again, a 3-year player, but doing an outstanding job. So those are my main players. Richie Butts, also playing halfback, and Dave Korecki, an outstanding junior, who scored 23 goals last year as a JV, and he's also in the scoring leaders for the county, along with Scotty MacArthur. Alan Holliday has been my starting right wing for 3 years, but this year he's got some problems with his legs, so his brother John has taken over that position. Left wing, we have Daryl Fortner, again, another junior, doing a very good job out there. So, and Joe DiCarlo, who scored a 45-yard goal the other night. He took a clearing shot, and the ball just happened to drop in the net for him. He's another 3-year starter for me at fullback, and Mike Elmore, who's out right now with some tonsillitis problems. So Dave Anderson, a junior, stepping in that position.
How are the younger squads doing this year for East?
JVs are doing very well. I think they're undefeated with 2 ties, and the freshmen have only had 2 losses so far, so they're doing very, very well.
All right, Chuck, I'm glad to see that not only is the football team having a big year, but the soccer team is matching them, and certainly interesting to see if both of you can pull off the Class A South Championship this year. And congratulate you and your players and your coaches, and wish you a good rest of the second half season. And of course, look for you in the playoffs too.
Oh, certainly. Thank you very much.
Okay, Chuck Potter, the head soccer coach here at Toms River East, and we'd like to try to pick up a little bit of the Raider band before we end the halftime. So let's see if we can listen to the music.
Why do you rely on Danny's and Ricken?
When I bring my car into this station, whatever's wrong with the car, they fix and it stays fixed. They're my heroes.
Take advantage of these specials. Wheel alignments and computerized balance, $26.95. Or winterize your car for only $10.95 plus antifreeze. That's Danny's American, Route 37 West, across from Holiday City, your authorized New Jersey reinspection center.
At Berkeley Machine and Barnegat Bay Welding, we have you covered. With over a quarter century in the trades, Help Ben Sr. and a staff of expert mechanics and welders are pledged to provide prompt professional attention. Berkeley Machine specializes in heavy equipment sales and service, plus are the only shop in the area with a 100-ton press. Berkeley Machine is also your authorized Alice Chalmers and J.I. Case dealer. Barnegat Bay Welding features MIG-TIG and conventional portable welding for the commercial, industrial, and construction industries. When experience counts, count on Berkeley Machine and Barnegat Bay Welding in Bayville.
And we're just about ready to start the second half. Let me remind you that the halftime came your way by the New Jersey National Bank, the Berkeley Machine Shop, and Danny's American, the sponsors on halftime. And bring you the third quarter tonight from Toms River East High School, our sponsor, New Jersey National Bank, along with participating sponsors, the House of Paneling, Richards Motors South, and Carolina Furniture. This is Ken Turp with Ray Wilson. We have a 13-6 ball game. Toms River East leading Toms River North as we get ready for the second half.
And I would look for the Mariners to come out here in a very high. I'm sure that Coach George Basso talked about the fact that their confidence has to be built. They must believe now they can win the ball game. And on the other side of the coin, I'll bet you was some smoke and fire in the Raider locker room.
Yeah, the Toms River East team was last getting out to the field here. They were in there a very long time. And George Jeck must have had a lot he wanted to cover, talking to his squad as Ray said, went into a lull there in the second quarter. And let's see if they come back out here fired up now to start the second half. North will kick off going left to right. Doing the kicking off will be Ernesto, number 14, for the Mariners.
Ken, very similar to a Navy-Yale situation that occurred a couple weeks ago. Navy jumped out and looked like they were going to push Yale all over the field, and Yale got back into the game slowly and eventually won it.
I don't want to talk about that game, Ray. And I'm not going to say why, but I had a little interest in that game. Here we go, the kickoff. Short kick, and going to get the return to the 37-yard line.
And we got a flag here, Ken.
Flag already to start the second half. Number 34 for East, Bob Chevrier on the return.
It's an flagrant elbow against Toms River North.
We ran down most of that defensive unit for North in the first half. I don't think we talked about the secondary. The safe cornerbacks for North, Jamie Ryan and Rich Manganello, are two veterans. Ryan, number 80, and Manganello, number 11. And Ron Signorino, transferred over from Toms River South, number 15, is the safety man for Toms River North. That's the three deep for the Mariners.
And the Mariners came out and they looked very spirited and very aggressive and got themselves in a little trouble with a penalty.
All right, East has excellent field position to start this drive. 47-yard line of Toms River North. And they're going to get a couple of yards. Diedelmeyer, big 99 on the stop. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Raiders.
Raiders gave us a double tight end wing right set that time. Ken, once again, the Mariner defense, they have certain people keying on particular offensive sets and positions that the Raiders go into.
Wing to the right. Split backfield. Scott hands off to Slevin, number 28. Slevin's going to go. He's got a first down and more across the 30 to about the 27-yard line. Pat Slevin, who scored the first touchdown of the game in the first quarter on a 16-yard run, rips off the first down for Toms River East.
Yeah, Slevin made a real good cutback then and cleared the linebackers and almost broke it.
Number 86, Adam Glanzman, running in with a play at end for Toms River East, replacing Jay McKelvey, the tight end. Here comes Schultz, Chris Schultz, 3-year letterman, 6 foot, 190-pound senior, up over the ball for the Raiders. Joe Scott, the quarterback. Tight formation. Scott on the bootleg to the near side. That's the same play, Ray, that we saw when East scored their second touchdown. He ripped off the 41-yard gain on first down in that two-play drive.
Yeah, they pull the tackle on that particular play, and he tries to lead the play to the backside.
Joe Anastasio, the weak side end, number 76, 6'3", 230-pounder, made the stop for the Mariners. Going to be 2nd down and 7. Again, the Raiders have the ends in tight. Wing to the right. He goes in motion. Chiarella to the near side. Scott hands off to the fullback, Schiavo. Schiavo looked like he was stopped and then just kept on going after coming to a stop. He didn't quit.
Yeah, he kept his feet moving, and the Mariner player making the tackle didn't wrap his arms and drive his feet and hold his ground. Ken, I'll tell you, this end here, Glanzman, that the Raiders have on their roster, the poor kid has shrunk 4 inches and lost 30 pounds going from the newspaper to the program.
Well, sometimes those newspapers inflate things a little. Here's the measurement for the first down. It's going to be short.
Either that or he was ill. Pre-season, he was listed as 6'0", 195.
Going to need about a little over a foot to go for a first down for East. In goes Slevin, replacing Gearity with the play to the quarterback, Joe Scott, from Coach George Jeck. George Jeck, of course, was the offensive coordinator for Warren Wolf for many years, and he works with the offensive unit. Scott got tripped up just as he was handing the ball. He did a good job just getting that handoff.
super job just getting rid of the ball.
And they pick up yardage, first down on a play. Schiavo, the fullback, was the ball carrier. 1st and 10, inside the 10-yard line. About the, or I should say inside the 15. I'll mark it around the 14. So they can pick up another first down, Ray, before getting a touchdown.
Right.
Again, the split backfield, wing to the right. Scott looking to throw.
Got a man open.
And it's going to be intercepted. Just at the 1-yard line, that may be Jamie Ryan. It looks like Ryan, number 80. Now, Joe Scott looked like...
Is that a flag on the play, Ken?
There is a flag at the 6-yard line. Ray, it looked like Joe Scott wanted to set up. He slipped a little bit, and that may have been enough time for Ryan to come up, and he lost his open receiver.
Yeah, it wasn't a well-thrown ball. The receiver was open in the end zone, but he didn't... Scott didn't deliver.
Scott almost went down as he tried to set up. He did lose his footing, and I think he wanted to throw that ball sooner than he did.
Yeah, that's the third time this year Scott has been intercepted. He's thrown 2 TDs, and he has 188 yards in the air coming into this game, 8 for 16 for the year.
So the Mariners, 1st and 10. Ball's at the 19-yard line. Emerson, the ball carrier, the fullback for North. 2nd down coming up. They pick up about 4 on the play. 2nd and 6.
And Ken, I think before you mentioned George Jeck, former head coach here. I mean, is head coach. He's former offensive coordinator at Brick. He's also an all-state quarterback, I believe, at North Arlington High School.
Sitting down in front of us, I saw him coming up the aisle after halftime, is Bear Roberts, the longtime trainer for Brick. I'll talk about that in a minute. Here goes Emerson, and Emerson, beautiful run, spins forward for an extra yard or 2 and gets the first down. Bear Roberts has been a trainer at Brick Township High School since I started football back in 1958. And he is he started on a volunteer basis. He works for New Jersey Bell Telephone. And of course, when George Jeck came to East, they had an open house to meet the parents, and Bear Roberts came here. He is one heck of a guy, and he says, hey, I wish George Jeck, even though he's not with us any longer, I wish him good luck. He's here tonight, sitting in the East stands, rooting for the Raiders. I'm sure he's going to be rooting against them next week, though. Here goes Ernesto breaking one across midfield, across the 45, ridden out of bounds. And Tom's River North stands come alive across the way.
Well, I'll tell you, Ken, the Mariners are excited, and they should be at this point. They are starting to play some good-looking football out there.
That ball is all the way down to the Tom's River East 44-yard line. 1st and 10 Mariners. And since midway the 2nd quarter, they have taken over this football game.
Yeah, that 2 scores might have come too soon and too easily for the Raiders. The Mariners are clawing their way back.
Jamie Ryan comes to the near side. He is the split end. Emerson, again the ball carrier. And he ran into Schiavo. And he is one tough linebacker, 6'2", 220, number 47. Chris Schiavo's brother played here last year. They teamed up together at the linebacking positions. That's going to be about a yard gain, 2nd and 9. Clock showing 6:55 left in the 3rd quarter.
Mariners have yet to go to that little successful sprint out type series they were running in the first half.
Again, Ryan to the near side.
Here it is.
Mike Ryan to throw, looking for Jamie Ryan, and couldn't get enough on it.
He also slipped, Ken, as he delivered the ball.
Deep for Tom's River East on the coverage was Joe Scott, the safety, number 8, and Sal Chiarella, the cornerback, number 21. We have to take a break. We'll be back in a moment. 3rd and 9. Ryan again wants to throw. Screen, far side, Fedorczyk. And good defense by East. That could have gone for a longer game, but they got over there pretty quickly. Number 7, who's having quite a game tonight, Mark Yatesy for East, who took over that right outside linebacker spot due to the injury to Tom O'Donoghue, who was in there.
Yeah, Ken, that time the right defensive end for the Raiders started in and looked like he was going to really put a blindside blitz on the quarterback, and then he red screen and dropped off.
Punting situation, 4th and 7. Fedorczyk. Far side, no return, and a beautiful kick. It's going to roll out inside the 5-yard line.
Oh, dynamite punt here puts the Mariners in real good field position.
Mark Fedorczyk, who in the opening game for Toms River North against Neptune was named our Channel 8 player of the game for his all-around play at tight end and on defense at defensive end, and he is also a pretty darn good punter, as we saw there.
And Ken, this field position, a lot of people don't realize the importance of good field position in football. It allows you to do so many more things.
All right, here comes East, bottled up inside the 5. They've got to be very careful now of a mistake. The back's lining up in the end zone.
And there was a Raider movement in the line.
Flags all over the place.
And the Mariners were quick to point it out. Number 15, Ronnie Signorino, I saw him immediately pointing inside, and the official's flag followed soon after. So Mo's made a little jump here, Ken. Momentum has moved on the side of the Mariners here, and whether they can capitalize on it or not, we'll see.
Scott, and there's a hole. Look at this run. He might go all the way. Look at this run here.
99 big yards if he doesn't get caught.
He's going to get caught from behind. What a run. What a hole by Pat Slevin. And Slevin really won the distance. Looked like he was going to go all the way, but beautiful speed there. Caught him from behind. Slevin may have been running out of some steam himself there. Ray, let's get the distance on that run.
And that's an 88-yard run from the line of scrimmage.
Well, that really got him out of a hole very quickly and turned the doors the other way. Talking about momentum, that reversed itself pretty quickly. Mr. Slevin took over.
Mo just jumped back to the other side.
He got some hole on that right side. I'll tell you, nobody had a shot at him.
No.
Schiavo straight ahead, down to about the 7-yard line. I'll tell you, Seigler, Verderosa, McKelvey really did a job on that right side of the line when he went shooting through there. He could have walked through there without a hole, but he just super sprinted. Very good quickness by Slevin.
A good play, straight dive up in there, and the Mariner defense being aggressive. He just broke through. There was nobody left because they were looking to push the Raiders back.
We may have a 98-yard drive here for a touchdown. Slevin again turns it inside, and inside the 5-yard line to about the 3 goes Pat Slevin, the man that just ripped off the 88-yard run. He's also the one that scored the first touchdown tonight from 16 yards out. Clock showing 4:32 and running. Third period. That was electrifying, that run.
Yeah, that brought the crowd to their feet, and Slevin did an excellent job. And, of course, give a little credit to the Mariner defense. They didn't give up, and that young man just ran him down.
That reminded me a lot of Mr. Newland's run on the first play from scrimmage for Neptune earlier in the season against North.
Only he said bye-bye.
Yeah, nobody got him from behind. Off the left side, touchdown.
Touchdown.
That's going to be a 3-yard touchdown run by looks like Slevin took it in. Looked like 28, right? Number 28, Pat Slevin. They let him, he took it down most of the way, so they let him take it in. 3-yard touchdown run, 2 touchdowns a night. Pat Slevin, 3-yard run.
4:03 on the clock.
So that's going to give the Raiders a 19-6 lead, and Verderosa will try to make it 20. The holder is Yatesy. Snapper, Chris Schultz. No good, blocked. And shooting in there was Vinnie Brunner, 42, along with number 20, Sean Reese, for Toms River North on the block of that extra point. The score remains 19-6. And right, that's sure, this game sure did take a very quick twist the other way.
Yeah, the Mariners Of course, they're not out of the ball game yet, you know, but it looked like they were coming back. They moved the ball well. They had a good punt, established real good field position, and bang, one big play, and then the Raiders came storming back and quickly put 6 points on the board.
Now North has to go back to work now. I tell you, that really has to hurt you. You drive down the field, and then you get a beautiful punt that bottles the other team up, and then all of a sudden they just rip one out of nowhere, 88 yards, and go in for another score. Short kickoff, Vinnie Brunner. And Vinnie's going to be dumped around the 35-yard line. Number 35 for Toms River East makes the tackle, Jerry Grasso, a 5'6", 155-pound sophomore.
Ken, one thing I'm sure that Coach Jeck and his coaching staff are concerned about, because it may come back to haunt them at some time, is their lack of production on extra points. They haven't been very successful this year, particularly kicking the ball. Verderosa has not been effective.
1st and 10, North. Ryan to roll out, keep it. He's got a blocker, and he's going to get very good yardage down in front of the North bench. He had number 53, Joe D'Ambro, the left guard, out in front of him, and he's going to pick up a 1st down.
Yeah, they've definitely softened that corner over there. They've got that defensive end and monster caught in the middle. They don't know what to do, come up or drop off, and they're reading it and taking advantage of it.
Just short of midfield at the 49 of the Mariners. Wing to the far side, Emerson. Ernesto, the tailback. And he goes around the far side. He's going to pick up 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
On the far side of the field here, which is the Raider right hand, they have the monster in a walkaway position over here. He's playing a little soft, and I think this offense is bothering East a little bit.
Again, they come out in the eye. Slot to the left. Emerson in the slot. Ryan wants to throw. Here comes the rush. And almost intercepted. He threw that over the head of Fedorchik as Verderosa came in, sacked the quarterback. Number 34, Chevrier, was the linebacker, almost picked it off.
And good pressure by number 87, McKelvey, on that play.
Going to bring up 3rd and 6. And Mariners send in a play with Sino, number 87, Vinnie Sino, the junior slot back. Ryan looking to throw. He's got Sino, number 87, and he should have a first down. Making the stop for Toms River East was number 32, Bruce Russell, in that secondary at cornerback. 1st and 10 Mariners.
I'll tell you, Ryan delivered that ball. He put it right on the money, and it was delivered quickly.
Ball's on the 37. Toms River North moving the football once again. Jamie Ryan splits to the far side. They have a slot to that side. Ryan rolls to the far side and out of bounds. The short side of the field picks up a few yards. 2nd down coming up. Clock shows 2:12 left, 3rd period.
Ken, what they're doing here, they're running away from this side over here, which has Verderosa and McKelvey. At least from that offensive set, they had McKelvey on this side. See, if we look at them coming out of the huddle now, they have McKelvey on this side, Verderosa on this side, and the Mariners are going to their left hand, and McKelvey and Verderosa wind up chasing all the time.
Can you blame them? Here goes Ernesto.
There they go again.
Although it's not exactly easy going to the side where Schultz and Seigler are. They're veterans also.
But they're having a lot of success going to that side. They're moving the ball very, very well over there.
You also got to remember the veteran linebackers that have been here a couple of years are Chevrier and Schiavo, and they're right behind Verderosa and McKelvey.
Again, that's being done because most teams are right-handed and will run to their offensive right hand. Does seem like a lot of experience to have on one side, however.
All right, 3rd down and 1. Big play for North. They've got to come back and score. They're down 2 touchdowns.
Fumble.
Emerson, but Ryan was right there, bounced right up into Ryan's hands. But they're gonna have to turn the football over here. They're gonna have to come up with a big 4th down play, or they're gonna turn that football over. But very alert and good bounce right into the hands of Mike Ryan, saved disaster there. But now that they're going to lose on the play, it's going to bring up a 4th down, and they need 5. Slot to the right. Quarterback option. Ryan keeps. Now he pitches it back to Ernesto. Very good execution by Ryan, and Ernesto down the near sideline. Pushed out of bounds by Scott.
And we got a flag or something right here. He's pointing at number 53. We're talking about a clip against Toms River North.
53 is DeAmbro, the guard.
I thought the play was very well run. I'd like to see the.
Ryan looked like he was going to keep all the way, and then just as the defense came up to make the hit, he looked back, and the trailing back did what he was supposed to do. He stayed with the play, and Ernesto was there to take the ball on the pitch.
Yeah, Ryan's doing a real good job on it. He's making the defense commit.
Well, the penalty is going to bring it way back to the 39, and that'll bring up 4th down, and they're going to need 12.
They've got a punt.
So we'll look for Fedorchik to drop back. Joe Scott, Gearity, number 24, deep for East. And Gearity going to let it go into the end zone. So 1st and 10 at the 20. And that ball almost died on the goal, right at the goal line there. It almost died and turned around.
I thought it was dying right there on about the 1 foot line.
That stopped all of a sudden. So East takes over late in the period. 33 seconds left, 3rd quarter. East leading 19-6.
And the Mariners stopped themselves that time. A crucial fumble. Then they got the 1st down back at a big clip on the 1st down play.
Chris Schultz leads them up, the offensive center for East. Split backfield. Slevin, the ball carrier. That'll bring up 2nd and 7. Well, we're going to see a pretty good quarterback in tomorrow's game, Ray. Tommy Forrester's off to a great start for the Toms River South Indians, and everybody's been raving about his play. Of course, he took over the quarterback position last year, midway through the season, and he's also a pretty good baseball pitcher for Kenny Frank, and helped lead the Indians to the Class A South Championship and the Ocean County Baseball Tournament last year.
Yeah, Forrester's a left-handed quarterback, and his completion ratio this year is fantastic. I believe he's like 19 for 24. He has not been intercepted yet this year, and he is operating very, very effectively.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll be right back. So, the last quarter of tonight's game. 2nd and 7. Scott looking to throw, plenty of time.
Got a man wide open.
Chiarella, the wingback, chased by Brunner, out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Big play. Joe Scott to Sal Chiarella, picks up the 1st down, just short of midfield.
Yeah, Scott looked very good on that. He set up well and was poised, took his time, found the receiver, and delivered the ball.
The 3rd quarter of tonight's game was brought your way by the New Jersey National Bank, along with a house of paneling, Richards Motors South, and Carolina Furniture. And bringing you the fourth quarter tonight, the New Jersey National Bank, along with Marita's Skiers Place, Dunkin' Donuts of Bayville, and Carolina Furniture.
Well, East has got to control the football and eat up some clock, and the Mariners need a big defensive play, a fumble recovery, an interception, something big to get them on the board.
All right, Raiders ready to go in their offensive huddle. And we still, right, here comes the substitution. Gearity back in for Slevin with a play. East looking for their third win. Last year they were 5-4. And if you remember last year, right, East started off very strongly, then lost to Brick Township. That was their first defeat, and then, of course, they had some problems after that. They met some good teams like Central Regional in the second half of the season, and they finished 5-4 by beating Brick Memorial on Thanksgiving Day. And that'll be our Thanksgiving game this year, Toms of East and Brick Memorial.
Yeah, I think the Raider football program is a year older and a year wiser. Maybe they don't have all the people they had last year, but I think they're...
Well, they had a good football team last year, but they had a undefeated Jackson team in that division, along with an outstanding Central and Brick team. So it was a tough division. Here's Sott rolling out, stepping up out of the pocket, and again he hits Chiarella, and Chierella's across the 30-yard line to the 28. Down by Jamie Ryan and Ron Signorino. And Scott just showed excellent poise as he stepped up into the pocket and completed a pass.
A very nice job by young quarterback and showing a lot of maturity out there.
Oh, if the Mariners can go in, the Raiders can take this drive in, that could clinch this ball game here in the fourth quarter. Chiarella in motion to the near side. Pitch goes outside, and Slevin's tripped up by Brunner, who shot across very quickly from his linebacker spot.
Yeah, that's the first time tonight that we've seen the quick pitch from the Raiders, and the Mariners played it very well.
Going to be a loss on the play of 2 yards, 2nd and 12. Vinnie Brunner with the defensive play, the strong outside linebacker, a 5'9", 160-pound senior, number 42. Raiders come out, everybody tight.
And there's that odd formation again.
Looks like two wing backs out there. Chiarella is again the receiver, and he's knocked down and out of bounds by number 20, Sean Reese.
Yeah, they come out, they go double tight end, and they place two backs in the wing position to the same side, this time to their right hand, and it looks like an obvious passing formation for the Raiders, although I'm sure they can do other things from it.
And Scott has picked up Chiarella as his number 1 target in this drive. 3 big completions to Sal Chiarella, the senior wingback, number 21.
And George Jeck went out on the field with his timeout that he is allowed on the field, but he's also complaining about something to the official.
I don't know if you've noticed, but lollipops have been the
rage here at East.
Yeah, George Jeck has started the lollipop trend, and Bill Lundy, the director of athletics, was down on the track before the game with a lollipop, and that's the way George relaxes before a game, try to take the pressure off, is to enjoy a lollipop, and he started a trend over here at East.
They were giving them out. I got one before the game.
Well, I didn't. I'm going to have to put it in order, I guess, for the next game we do here at East.
That's because of that Yale-Navy game that you were.
Oh, okay. Maybe the guys in the truck would like a lollipop. We have a timeout here as they talk it over. 3rd down and 5 for the Raiders, who are trying to push over what could probably be a clinching touchdown here. George Jeck comes back to the sideline. He does not have his hat on. It's a little unusual.
George is upset at something. He fired his hat, and he's still jawing with the official down here.
George is known for always having a hat on the sidelines, or when he used to be a brick up in the tail, he put his hat back on now. He's all set to go. Scott, straight back, screen. And that's going to be Slevin. Slevin might go all the way. Slevin does go all the way.
No, down to about the 1 foot line.
They're
But
going to
there's
deny him a touchdown by a foot.
There's a flag on the play here.
Flag is back at the 18-yard line.
Holding against Toms River North declined. Maybe it is a touchdown.
Apparently they are going to say touchdown. Now let's get the distance on this one. Ray, would that be 19 yards?
19 yards.
19-yard run.
Oh, wait, no, maybe it wasn't. I don't know what they're signaling here. Ken, the one guy raised his hand, but...
Well, Yates's in there. He's the holder. Now he's coming back off, so apparently it's going to be no touchdown. If Yatesy comes off, they're not going to have that extra point team on there. Verderosa still has the T, and he's not sure what's going on.
No, I think the one official thought it was a touchdown, but it's not.
They throw the tee off, and back goes quarterback Joe Scott. So it's still about a 19-yard run. It's just not going to be a touchdown. It's going to be, we'll call it an 18-yard run, as they put it just short of the goal line. That could have been Slevin's 3rd touchdown of the game. Let's see if they... Oh, let's see who they got in there. Scott. And no good. Slevin was one of the receivers, along with Chiarella. I think he was trying to hit Chiarella.
And a lot of good pressure put on by the Mariners. Scott getting up slowly, number 20 there for Toms River North. Reese applying the pressure on the quarterback.
In comes Adam Glanzman, number 86, an end for the Raiders. And out comes Jay McKelvey, the tight end. 2nd and goal. There's a 1-yard touchdown run by fullback Chris Schiavo, number 47. That came with 8:48 left to play in the game.
Well, Ken, that touchdown there puts the Raiders in real good position here. Makes it an uphill battle for the Mariners of Toms River North.
All right, Toms River East now enjoying a 25-6 lead. Now let's see if they go for 2. They will. Slevin in motion. Scott, corner of the end zone, Chiarella. Extra point is good. Just kept his feet in the end zone. 2 points for the Raiders. Sal Chiarella, who had 3 big catches in that touchdown drive, gets the 2 points, 27-6. The Raiders on top.
Yeah, number 21, Sal Chiarella, made a great catch there for that 2-point conversion.
For letterheads, envelope posters, flyers, business forms, invitations, and all your printing needs, it's the Office Copy Center Printing Company of Toms River, home of the one-day business card. Call 349-4611. That's 349-4611.
Well, Ken, we pointed it out, but I think it's worth mentioning again how quick the tide changes. Things look like they were going to go the Mariners' way here early in the second half, but the Raiders have just stormed back and denied the Mariners.
Start thinking about a player of the game, Ray, and Pat Slevin certainly would be one candidate. Here's Ryan on a return, Jamie Ryan, and Jamie's knocked out of bounds by Pat Slevin, number 28. Of course, Slevin had a brother on last year's team, wide receiver Joe Slevin, who was a pretty good football player and defensive back.
Great hands that young man had last year.
And also, Chiarella's had a big game. Joe Scott's looked good at quarterback. So we got several players we could name. Slevin certainly has been a spectacular offensive performer with his big plays.
Well, I'm sure the Mariners would like to come out of this with some respect, but also, can you get 8:41? And I've seen funnier things happen in a...
Ball's on a 34. Fullback Emerson. And he keeps spinning. He was hit by Yatesy, number 7. And also on the stop for East was number 32, Bruce Russell, who's seeing a lot of action in that secondary. Bruce Russell, 5'9", 150-pound junior, number 32. He's been alternating with Chiarella and Gearity in that secondary for Toms River East. It's going to be a 2nd and 4. Ryan keeps it. Pitches back on the option. Ernesto, first down. Ernesto is still going. Down across the 45 to about the 43-yard line. That's one of the plays that North with Ryan and Ernesto has executed very well tonight.
Yeah, I think they should possibly be going to that more often.
Keep doing it until they stop it.
Right, you get something that works, keep going to it.
Well, the Mariners have certainly moved the football tonight on this East defense. Ryan rolling to the near side, fakes the throw. He's going to keep it, trying to get to the sideline, and knocked out of bounds as number 24, Vinnie Gearity, made the stop for the Raiders.
And number 53 for the Mariners, D'Ambro, was leading the play around the end here and threw a fairly good block.
Going to be 2nd down and 7 for the Mariners.
Now to get the wide side of the field right, it would be a possibility of them running the option to that particular side, or going to the lead back, because the Raiders are probably looking for the option.
Cena was the slot back. Ryan flanked to the far side. Here's Ryan throwing, and incomplete off the fingertips of Mark Fedorsik, the tight end.
Wasn't a great pass, but it was catchable.
Yeah, it was off his hands. He was in a kneeling position, but it did hit him in the hands. 3rd down coming up. Beautiful night for football here at Toms River East tonight. Here's the option once again. Again, well executed. Ernesto, he's going to get another first down. And Ray, what you said, I'll tell you, the Mariners have executed that play. East has not stopped it tonight.
No, I'll tell you, I'd be right back in that huddle, and I'd be calling it again.
Another first down for the Mariners. Ryan has been brilliant on that option play to Ernesto, the tailback. I'll tell you, this Mike Ryan has looked very good for Toms River North.
Yeah,
what we've seen of him in the 2 games.
Not a bad-looking quarterback.
He's a junior, 6'2", 170 pounds. This time Ryan straight back to throw, going for it all. He's there.
Oh, great
and
play.
It hung a little too long and enabled Vinnie Gearity to get over there and get a hand on that football. Fedorsik was wide open in the end zone.
Yeah, super play. Somebody broke down back there and allowed that receiver to get there, but Gearity recovered and made a great play. Ken, I noticed a number of other quarterbacks warming up here on the sideline for the Raiders, so possibly Coach Jeck is going to go to some substitutes.
We have John Sharaba, number 11, warming up. 9 is Alan Gerber. And here's Emerson on the carry, number 17. So that's going to bring up 3rd down, and the Mariners need 2.
Ken, we got 7:05. The Mariners get one in here and pull off an onside kick and get the ball back. It would make the game interesting.
It's Sarluca signaling Chris Schiavo on the defensive formation he wants. Ryan hands off to Emerson. Emerson fights forward and very close to a first down. Schiavo on a tackle, number 47.
Yeah, that time they went to the inside man on that option series.
Now, the way they're marking the ball, I think they're going to be short. Let's see if they're going to measure.
I think they've got, they
No,
almost...
They're not going to measure. They're saying it's short by about a foot and a half.
It's a situation here, Ken. I don't know why officials do that. They could keep the coaching staffs happy, keep them off their back. All they got to do is measure this right now, and then there's no question in anybody's mind.
Vinnie comes in, gives the play to Ryan. Tight formation. Wing to the left. Fumble. And look at Ryan improvise. Did a good job.
Fumble turns into a big play.
First down for North. And Ryan reacted very well on that one. So both quarterbacks tonight showing a lot of poise. Two young quarterbacks. Ryan, the junior, for... Oh, we got both juniors, Scott and Ryan, and both of them have looked good tonight. Looking like veterans.
Well, they've gone through 3 or 4 scrimmages. We're in our 3rd game, so they're 7 games.
Jamie Ryan to the far side. Sino is the slot. I formation. Ryan rolling, now sets up, avoids the pressure, gets one off balance. Out of bounds. Completed, but out of bounds.
Did a good job of avoiding the loss there. And
He hit
actually,
Jamie Ryan, the receiver,
threw the ball in a very good spot.
Clock shows 5:05 left in this ball game. We have to take a timeout. Here's a loose football on the pitch. Ernesto falls on a big loss. And that's the first time they had a problem with a play.
Yeah, that was not a good pitch at all. And I think Ken, there's something I was always against. It's a one-handed pitch. And I was always taught to have them make that pitch with 2 hands, and I think they can do it better, and it's a little less chance of having a problem.
Ray, when you had the great team at Toms River South in 68 and 69, you had Hermani and Bloom. Did you run an option play, or was Shear not an option quarterback?
We ran a pitch. It was more or less determined at times. It wasn't always a true option. We had an option in our playbook, though, but the one that everybody really thought was an option was a predetermined pitch.
This time Ryan hits Verderosa. They'll pick up some of that lost yardage, but they still got a long way to go. The ball's at the 31. They've got to go all the way to the inside the 10-yard line for a first down. So they need at least 21 yards. This is 4th down. And when you're down 27-6, you got to go for the first down. You got to go 21 yards.
Well, they don't have anything to lose now.
Ryan straight back, sets up, scrambles, and is nailed.
Big trouble.
Couldn't avoid number 87, and that's Jay McKelvey, who's had a really darn good game tonight at defensive end for Toms River East.
Yeah, Jay has played well. He's made 3 or 4 big plays. He caught a key pass. Good-looking young football player, 6'3", 205, a junior.
So the Raiders take over. 1st and 10. The ball's going to be at the 45-yard line of Toms River East. Don't forget to tune in again tomorrow night on Channel 8 at 8 o'clock. Our doubleheader game of the week over at Central Regional. The Indians of Toms River South looking for their 3rd win against Central Regional at 8 o'clock, Channel 8 tomorrow night.
I think we have a new quarterback, Ken, number 11.
And he's going to throw long on the very first play. And Jamie Ryan is there in between to intercept that pass intended for number 16, Stephen DeMeza was the intended receiver. The new quarterback we mentioned before warming up, John Sharaba. So North will take over.
That was a great interception.
And we're going to start the voting here with 3 minutes exactly left in this ball game on our player of the game. And I think I see if Ray agrees with me. Our fans are trying to vote too. They don't count. They don't count at all. They get no vote at all. Do we agree?
Yeah, I like Slevin. I think that he was a real key to the Raider offense tonight.
All right, Pat Slevin, congratulations as the Channel 8 player of the game. Timeout on the field. 27-6. So the Raiders look like they're going to pick up their third victory of the year and go into that brick game next week on Channel 8 undefeated.
Yeah, that's they're going to go in there. They go in off of this one. They're going to go in sky high. And again, Ken, a lot depends on the results of the big game tomorrow between the Southern Regional Rams and the Bricktown Dragons. Well, I'm assuming here that the Mariners are going to have to let it fly.
1st and 10, Mariners, and they go to the tailback, Ernesto. Ernesto tackled on the 25-yard line.
Well, we got 2:22 on the clock. And it's a long haul for the Mariners right now. The Raiders' defense looks good.
Ryan hits Ryan. First down for Toms River North. Over there for Toms River East, Mark Connie, number 84, getting a chance at some action. Mark, a 5'11", 166-pound junior.
The Raider defensive backs are playing a little loose, allowing balls to be thrown underneath them, and there's no need for them to get beat deep, and just playing it very conservative.
Ryan trying to hit Ryan. Mike to Jamie, incomplete. Clock stop, 1:41 left in this ball game. So we'll get Pat Slevin on the post-game show as our player of the game. He'll receive a plaque from Clear Cable Television, Channel 8. And he'll join our player of the game from the Lacey game was Lakewood's Terrence Jordan. Mark Fedorchik of Toms River North has been one of our players of the game. And just last week, Pete Ramsey, the nose man for Brick Memorial, was named Player of the Week on Saturday. And last Friday night, it was Brett Glenn, a defensive back and offensive back for Southern Regional. Announcement just made by Chuck Potter of the PA on our player of the game, Pat Slevin. Some of the fans agree with us for a change, right? Can't please everybody. Mike Ryan, and he's got Fedorchik. Another first down for North. Number 51 made the stop. John Sherman for East. Clock continues to run. 58
Mariners lined
seconds.
up quick here, Ken.
They stopped it long enough to move those first down markers in place. 58 seconds. Ryan to the near sideline to Ryan. Out of bounds, stops the clock. Covering on the play was number 31 for East, Greg Schultz, a 5'9", 160-pound sophomore. Ray, before you go, you want to very quickly recap the scoring of tonight's game, and then I'll let you get down to grab Pat Slevin. Right after this play, Ryan to throw. Long, way over the head of Jamie Ryan. Incomplete, stops the clock.
Okay, Ken, in the first quarter at the 7:57 mark, Pat Slevin scored on a 16-yard run, the extra point by Verderosa, and East led at that point 7-0. In the second quarter, 9:56 on the clock, Pat Slevin, a 2-yard run. The extra point attempt was no good. North came back with 5 seconds left in the half as Jamie Ryan scored on a 4-yard touchdown pass from Mike Ryan. And the Mariners went for 2, and the conversion was no good. The score at that point was 13-6. In the third quarter, Pat Slevin again on a 3-yard touchdown with 4:03 on the clock, and East went ahead 19-6. And finally, in the fourth quarter at 8:48, Chris Saviano, 1-yard touchdown run, and the score, Toms River East 27, North 6, as the 2-point conversion was good.
Okay, thank you, Ray. And those stats kept by Derek Wilson, our statistician up in the booth. So Ray's going to head down, and we'll wrap this game up very quickly and then do our post-game show from down on the field. Ryan looking to throw again. And over for Dorsick's head. 34 seconds as the clock stops on the incompletion. East takes over. And they'll go with John Schiavo back in at quarterback, a junior, number 11. And while I'm here, let me tell you the fourth quarter tonight came your way by the New Jersey National Bank, along with participating advertisers, Carolina Furniture, Dunkin' Donuts of Bayville, and Marita's Skiers Place. Schiavo rolling out, pressure by Brunner. Schiavo throws on the run and picked off by Jamie Ryan. Another interception for Jamie. And Toms River North takes over with 23 seconds left to play, trailing 27-6. And we just found out today's Jimmy Verderosa's birthday, the big number 77 for East. So he gets a win on his birthday. 18 years old today, Jim Verderosa. Happy birthday, Jim. Now the clock once again stops, out of bounds play. 16 seconds left to play. 16 seconds in this game. Don't forget, tomorrow night at 8 on Channel 8, Central Regional and Toms River South, one of the longest rivalries in Ocean County. Ryan to the near side, throws. The Jamie Ryan official got in the way. Ball hit the back of the official. Jamie Ryan not too happy about that. And I haven't seen that play, a pass play where the official, once in a while you see him get caught on a run, get in the middle of the play, but the ball hit the back of the official. Ryan was right there, looked like he's going to make the reception, but the official gets credit for knocking down that pass attempt by Mike Ryan. 10 seconds left. This could be the last play of the game unless it's a quick pass. Ryan to throw, he's got to go long, and he's going to get sacked. That's going to be the ball game. Clock running 5 seconds. That'll be it. That's the end of the ball game. Toms River East stays undefeated, 27-6 over Toms River North. We'll be back with a post-game show down on the field. From down on the field on the post-game show, the player of the game is Pat Slevin, who had a couple of touchdown runs tonight. He got the first one on a 16-yard run. And then the one we really liked was that 88-yard gallop. And Pat, I didn't realize you were that quick getting off the ball. You shot through that hole in an 88-yard run. It was something else.
Yeah, it was like I just shot through. There was no defensive players there. It was an unbalanced line, you know. So it was just like I went through the hole and there was nobody there, so I just jetted right through, but I ran out of juice at the end there.
Now, was that the big guys over there, Verderosa on that side?
They call it the 3/4 ton because they added up all the names and it went out to 3/4 of a ton.
Now, you went quite a long ways. They caught you from behind. Were you starting to run out of gas there when they caught you?
I was just going as hard as I could. I didn't want to look behind me, because I know that's bad to do, so I just went as far as I could, and like Mike had told me to cut it back towards the goalpost once before last year during a run back that I had against Brick Memorial. And I just ended up going straight, and the guy caught me behind. But I got to try and prove that, next week or next month.
What kind of speed do you have in the 40, Pat?
At the time, we did it at the beginning of the season, and it was like, I guess it was, I'm not sure exactly. I think it was like 4 or 5 or something like that. I'm not sure exactly, to tell you the truth, though.
Now, how did you feel overall about the team's performance tonight?
Oh, I thought it was great. I think that the line did a superb job, and I think that the coaches called a good game, too. But the lineman really worked hard, and the fullback, too, Chris Schiavo.
Now, you also played defense. I'm going to ask you a question. Ray Wilson said that Toms River North executed that option play very well. Ryan was very good, and he would make you guys commit and then pitch back to our net. It was a big gaining play for him. We were kind of surprised they didn't keep running until you guys stopped there. Were you surprised?
Yeah, we were very surprised because we didn't really work it at practice this week at all. We didn't even really work the option. I don't think we knew that they had it, but it's kind of surprised us, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to let Ray jump in here, but let me hold this plaque up from Channel 8. And Pat, there it is. Congratulations. And you're kind of keeping us in the family. I remember giving your brother Joe one, who was a split-end and defensive back here the past 2 years. I know he won at least one, maybe more.